Hi guys, meet you again. Today I'd like to talk to you about clauses and sentences. Sorry, I have to find a spot which is quiet so that I can explain this to you quite clearly. And the spot that I can find is here in my car. Alright, I do hope that's going to be okay for everyone. So guys, the sentence is generally defined as a group of words that expresses a complete idea by giving a statement, order, or simply asking questions or exclaiming. Ideally, a sentence requires at least one subject and one verb. I give you some examples like, here's a good boy, it's a statement. Is he a good boy is a question. And also, what a nice weather, it's claiming. Sometimes the subject of a sentence can be hidden, but the verb must be visible and present in the sentence. For example, I give you another one that is do it. So in this sentence, the subject is you, but it is hidden, right? But the verb is do, is visible. Now, guys, I'd like to talk about a clause. A clause is comprised of a group of words which includes a subject and a verb. A clause contains one subject and one verb. There are two types of clauses, independent and dependent clauses. An independent clause functions on its own to make a meaningful sentence and looks much like a regular sentence. Right? For example, he is a wise man, I like him, can you do it? Meanwhile, a dependent clause cannot function on its own because it leaves an idea or thought unfinished. A dependence clause alone cannot form a complete sentence. For that reason, it needs the so-called connector or subordinator, connecting the dependence clause to another clause to complete the sentence. Subordinators include relative pronouns and subordinating conjunctions and non-clause markers. For example, I give you examples like, when I was dating Diana, I had an accident. So please never go dating with Diana. Another, I know the man who stole the watch. Okay. If you don't eat, I won't go. He is a very talented player, though he is out of form. So from these examples, we can identify dependence clauses like when I was dating Dinah, okay, and then who stole the watch, and also if you don't eat, and though he is out of form. They are called dependent clauses because they need independent clause to make it complete, all right, or it functions to give more information. Independence clause as well. Once you've understood about the clause, then you can learn about what is meant by simple sentence. Okay, so simple sentence must have a single clause, a single verb which is independent, and it cannot take another clause. For example, I always wanted to become a writer. One clause, one verb. Another is called compound sentence. So a compound sentence must have more than one independent clause with no dependent clauses. Some specific conjunctions are used to join together these clauses. For example, I always wanted to become a writer and she wanted to become a doctor. Two independent clauses and two verbs. Next, I'd like to talk to you about complex sentence. So, complex sentence also has more than one clauses, but one of them must be an independent clause, or the other must be a dependent clause. There are also some particular connectors for the clauses of a complex sentence to be connected. For example, I know that you always wanted to be a writer. Here, a dependence clause is followed by a connector and independence clause. The other way around is also possible. Okay. Next is compound complex sentence. Okay. Compound complex sentence is a mixture of the features of compound and complex sentences in one sentence. So it must contain at least two independence clauses and at least one dependence clause. I give you an example like, I know that you always wanted to become a writer, but I always wanted to become a doctor. Here, one dependence clause is followed by a complex connector and two independence clauses with a compound conjunction between them. Okay, guys, I do hope that this explanation is going to be clear for you and enjoy studying. Thank you.